Mrs. Beast by Duffy. These myths going around, these legends, fairy tales, I'll put them straight. So when you stare into my face, Helen's face, Cleopatra's, Queen of Sheba's, Juliet's, then deeper gaze into my eyes, Nefertiti's, Mona Lisa's, Garbo's eyes. Think again. The little mermaid slit her shining silver towel in two, rubbed salt into that stinking wound, got up and walked in agony in fishnet tights, stood up and smiled, waltzed, all for a prince, a pretty boy, a charming one, who'd dump her in the end, chuck her, throw her overboard. I could have told her, look love, I should know they're bastards when they're princes. What you want to do is find yourself a beast. The sex is better. Myself, I came to the house of the beast, no longer a girl. Knowing my own mind, my own gold stashed in the bank, my own black horse at the gates, ready to carry me off at one wrong word, one false move, one dirty look. But the beast fell to his knees at the door to kiss my glove with his mongrel lips. Good. Showed by the tears in his bloodshot eyes that he knew he was blessed. Better. Didn't try to conceal his erection, size of a mule's. Best. And the beast watched me open, decant and quaff a bottle of Chateau Margot's 54, the year of my birth, before he lifted a paw. I'll tell you more. Stripped of his muslin shirt and his corduroys, he steamed in his pelt, ugly as sin. He had the grunts, the groans, the yelps, the breath of a goat. I had the language, girls. The lady says, do this, harder. The lady says, do that, faster. The lady says, that's not where I meant. At last it all made sense. The pig in my bed was invited. And if his snout and trotters fouled my damask sheets, why then he'd wash them, twice. Meantime, here was his horrid leather tongue to scour in between my toes. Here was his hooked and yellow claws to pick my nose, if I wanted that, or to scratch my back till it bled. Here was his bullock's head to sing off key all night where I couldn't hear. Here was a bit of him like a horse, a ram, an ape, a wolf, a dog, a donkey, dragon, dinosaur. Need I say more? On my poker nights, the beast kept out of sight. We were a hard school, tough as fuck, all of us beautiful and rich. The woman who married a minotaur, Goldilocks, the bride of the bearded lesbian, Frau Yellow Dwarf, et moi. I watched these wonderful women shuffle and deal. 5 and 7 card stud, sidewinder, hold'em, draw. I watched them bet and raise and call. One night, a head-to-head between Frau Yellow Dwarf and Bearded's bride were over the biggest pot I'd seen in my puff. The Frau had the queen of clubs on the bays and Bearded the queen of spades. Final card. Queen, each. Frau Yellow raised. Bearded raised. Goldilocks' eyes were glued to the pot as though porridge bubbled there. The Minotaur's wife lit like a stinking cheroot. Me, I noticed the Frau's hand shook as she placed her chips. Bearded raised her a final time, then stared. Stared so hard you felt your dress would melt if she blinked. I held my breath. Frau Yellow swallowed hard, then called. Sure enough, Bearded flipped her aces over. Diamonds, hearts, the pubic ace of spades. And that was a lesson by all of us. The drop-dead, gorgeous bride of the bearded lesbian didn't bluff. But behind each player stood a line of ghosts, unable to win. Eve, Ashbuttle, Marilyn Monroe, Rapunzel slashing wildly at her hair, Bessie Smith unloved and down and out, Bluebeard's wives, Henry VIII's, Snow White cursing the day she left the 7 dwarfs, Diana, Princess of Wales. The sheepish beast came in with a tray of schnapps at the end of the game and we stood for the toast. Fay Ray! Then tossed our fiery drinks to the back of our crimson throats. Bad girls, serious ladies mourning our dead. So I was hard on the beast, win or lose, when I got upstairs. Those tragic girls in my head, turfing him out of bed. Standing alone on the balcony, the night so cold I could taste the stars on the tip of my tongue. And I made a prayer, thumb in my pearls, the tears of Mary one by one like a rosary. Words for the lost, the captive beautiful, the wives, those less fortunate than we. The moon was a hand mirror breathed on by a queen. My breath was a chiffon scarf for an elegant ghost. I turned to go back inside. Bring me the beast for the night. Bring me the wine cellar key. Let the less loving one be me. Okay, so that's the reading for the week. So as I said before, if you're interested in an analysis, then please sign up to my tiny letter. Thank you so much to those people who already have. It's already disciplining me more than you can imagine in terms of making me do some writing. And I absolutely love talking about poems. So it's just a win-win all round. And this poem, if you liked it, comes from, it's quite a famous collection, and you probably can't see it right, it's Caroline Duffy's The World's Wife. So there's lots of others in here. Mrs. Midas is probably, I think, one of the most famous in here, which is incredible. And they're all basically poems that are told from the perspective of women that have been hidden from history. So in some cases they're like the wives of very famous male figures, or maybe they're just characters that featured in myths that we never had a chance to hear their perspective from. So that one is interesting because it features quite a lot of mythic figures, but the others are more focused down on particular events in history. So very much recommend it, it's brilliant. Have good Fridays, everyone, and I'll see you here next week.